watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to talk about Danzig's newest full-length, Black Laden Crown. This was released a couple of years ago, and initially, I bought this for my girlfriend at the time, I think it was for her birthday, and then after we broke up, she never took this. And I don't know if that was an oversight on her part, because, when you're breaking up with someone, you just want to kind of get your shit and go. Or if she just didn't care. But either way, I ended up with it. And it's kind of nice because usually I end up losing records to girlfriends. And so getting to keep one that was technically not even mine is a serious score. This record was amazing, and it was his first collection of new material in, I think, almost a decade. I think it was 7 years, 8 years, something like that. Wait a second, hang on. Yeah, it says it right here. It says it's the first Danzig album of all new material in 7 years. You'd think I would have just read that, eh? But no, I didn't. So, yeah, nonetheless, the point still stands. This is, it almost took a decade to put this together, and there's only 8 songs, and that's okay. I don't mind that so much. Wait, there's not 8, there's 9. I gotta learn how to count. One of these days, I'm gonna get better at counting. But anyways, so essentially, if it did take the better part of a decade, that means he was only pretty much using a song from roughly every year. And usually that means when someone's this late in their career that the record's not going to be the greatest because they don't have enough in the tank to write as many songs as they used to. But that wasn't the case with this. Every single song on here kicks ass. And Danzig was pushing 60 when he released this. So that says a lot about his skills as a songwriter and a vocalist, that at that age and having been around for as long as he has and having contributed as much to the history of music as Glenn Danzig has, that he still has enough in his tank to release something so fucking totally killer this late in the game. That's really saying something. Now, the one thing I will say that's weird about this is up there, the tag that I should have read saying it was 7 years. It says that this is the limited edition picture disc, and it says there's only 1,000 available. But I personally know 3 other people who have this in my area. So I really wonder how valid the limited to 1,000 thing is, because, I mean, if it is limited to 1,000, and I'm assuming that's worldwide, what are the chances of, honestly coming across a handful of people who bought it all in the same area? Because I know I bought this from the mall, and I couldn't tell you where the other 3 people I know got them from, but I know one of them doesn't like ordering things online, so they most likely got it somewhere locally too. And, I mean, even if it was just 2 of us who found them locally, what are the chances of 2 of them being here where I am out of 1,000 being strewn throughout the world? So I just don't know if there's legitimately 1,000 or if there are 10,000 or whatever, and it just makes a person feel more important to feel like, oh yeah, check it out, I got one of the 1,000. Either way, the picture disc kicks ass. I love picture discs. The only thing I don't love about picture discs is I worry that if they're not used and enough time goes by, that this plastic feels like it'll melt somewhat and it'll meld in with the vinyl and kill it. And that does worry me, so I always make sure to leave this on the outside of one of the piles of records whenever I have them out. I make sure that, like I said, it's always not, it doesn't have anything resting on the front of it, as well as pushing in from the back and having 6 or 7 in front of it and all the weight. Because, like I said, the way that these picture disc plastic holders feel, it feels like I said, the disc is going to melt into the plastic, and then this is fucked. And that would suck. But yeah, this record was amazing. This record reminds me a lot of the slower songs off 7. And I love that because I thought 7 was his darkest album pretty much ever. And this is dripping with that same kind of black energy. And I don't know, Pull the Sun, Skulls and Daisies, Blackness Falls, Last Ride, which is a really fun single. I know a lot of people bashed it. People said his vocals, his voice was gone on this record, and I just didn't agree with that. I think the production techniques employed maybe sounded a little more distant, but I know that's Danzig's choice. He likes that old school production, and I thought his voice sounded great. I think I said this in other reviews when I've discussed other Danzig records, but I do believe that after 4, everybody was just looking to thrash everything he did without maybe really listening to it. Because I do get that vibe that the second Danzig releases anything new post 4, everyone's like, oh, it sucks. Fuck, he's lost a lot. He's not what he used to be. You know, 1 to 4, I love those albums. Everything afterwards, it's garbage. And I get the vibe that there's almost like a Saint Anger type thing going on where it's like, did you really not like Metallica's Saint Anger? Or are you just saying you didn't like it because everybody you know says they didn't like it and you don't want to be the odd person out? Because I loved Saint Anger. I thought Saint Anger was flawless and it was a return to form. And especially after the dicey 90s that Metallica laid out on us. But I've liked everything Danzig's done, except for his Elvis covers and Satan's Child. I just didn't love that record. But nonetheless, it had its moments. So yeah, look, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for sitting with me while I discussed Danzig's newest, Black Laden Crown. And if you like this video, don't forget to do something nice for someone because it's easy and it's fun. And yeah, have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.